Salut, je m'appelle Lyndi, je suis américaine qui vit en France depuis 5 ans. And the other day I was thinking about some of the French habits I've adapted since living in France over the years. I actually did a part 1 of this video that I'll link above if you're interested, but I've noticed some other ones, so I thought I would do an updated version. And I think a big habit is definitely that I speak in French every day, but I thought I would share with you some of the other habits I've noticed since living in France. So greetings are a major part of my everyday. Whenever I enter a shop, I always say bonjour, and whenever you leave, you say merci, au revoir. This is really rude if you don't say that in France, and in the United States it's just not super common. Also, to faire la bise, to give the two kisses on the cheek, that is very much a part of the French culture. Not as common in the States. You often do it in France with your friends and then friends of friends as well. So getting baguette, like, this is a true stereotype. Like, wow, is it true? And this isn't even me like trying to be French. It really is a daily thing. We eat baguette with almost every meal, so I really do go grab a baguette beurre frite almost every day. So apérooooo, I feel like I talk about this a lot, but it really is so great. So you can do like alcoholic or non-alcoholic, c'est comme tu veux. And then you have lots of little things to snack on, you have friends over to chat. It's just like such good vibes. Okay, yeah, it kind of is like happy hour in the US, but it's the French version. There are certain brands of chips, and it's often like this like smoked dried sausage cut up and paired with baguette. They have these little like cube cheese things, and then they'll also buy this like set of little chips and everything as like an apéro snack set, as like almost a backup, so if somebody stops by they have something to offer them. I also want to mention a drink that I know Americans find so strange. I know I was confused the first time I saw it at the dinner table, but a lot of times French people add a little bit of sirop, flavored syrup, to their water. So you put a little grenadine in your cup, fill the rest up with water. It's definitely become a habit. It's just so simple, yet tastes great. It's refreshing, and it's kind of weird that it's not really known or a thing in the US. I think you can tell from like almost all my videos how much I love nature and being outside. This is definitely a habit I've acquired since living in France. I loved nature and being outside before, but especially with all the pretty landscapes and even just like the architecture in French cities, it's really nice to just flâner, to like wander around and explore. And yeah, nature is just so good for the soul. Mealtime is also a big one. I usually eat around like 7 or 8 p.m. whereas in the States it was around like 5:30, 6:30 p.m. And for lunch, restaurants are open from 12 to 2, and usually they close in the afternoons. But that was something that I definitely noticed when my family came to visit, and I was kind of telling them like, look, we gotta go eat before 2 or things just won't be open. Or we would have to get like a sandwich from a bakery or something. But if you're in like a bigger city like Paris, for example, where it's a little bit more touristy, they do tend to have things open. We obviously have recycling in the US, but in France it's a little bit different. You get these clear yellow plastic bags to put all your recycling in. You can actually pick them up for free at the town hall. And they look like that. As for glass, it's a little bit different. There are these designated glass bins all over the city, and that's where you can dispose your glass. And then in certain parts, they sort the trash even more, and there's like a bin for just your like carton, your like cardboard and paper, and a bin for like plastic water bottles and all that. Last habit I have is opening my shutters. American homes just don't really have shutters that often, but it's super typical here in France. You either have shutters that open outwards, like you can see here, or you'll have the ones that you have to crank and they go up or come down to close. And I think the traditional ones like these, they just add to the French charm, but also serve as protection, especially on the ground floor, just so people can't enter your home, and can also add to keeping the house cool, as France doesn't really have air conditioning. And a little bonus one I just thought about is in regards to the mail. In the US, for any like outgoing mail, you just put it in your mailbox and you put this little flag up on the side. But in France, that's not a thing. You have to physically they have like these outgoing mailboxes all around the city, or go to the actual post office. That's a wrap. Thank you guys so much for watching and following me along my journey in France. And let me know below if you've lived in a different country. Are there any habits that you've kept or any that you've adapted since living there? Let me know below in the comments. And until the next time, gros bisous et à la prochaine. Salut, ciao!